Hello everyone, welcome to Python application programming lecture series. In this video, we are going to discuss about list and strings, parsing lines, object and values, aliasing, and list arguments. Both list and strings are sequences. They are not same. In fact, a list of the character is not same as the string. To convert a string into a list, we use a method list. For example, so s is equal to allo. So I want to convert allo into a list format. So if you want to convert this allo into a list format, we have to use the list method. So here I'm going to convert so s into list format. So list of s. So after that I'm going to store list of s into lst. So lst is my variable name. So after that I'm going to print lst. So if you say print of lst, Python interpreter will print the hello. So hello is enclosed with the square brackets. So this is the letter H E L L O. The method list breaks a string into an individual letter and construct a list. So if we want to list of word from a sentence, so for example you take s is equal to hello how are you. So I want to convert hello how are you into this format. So if you want to convert this, so we have to use the split function. So this is the split function. So here I am declaring one variable lst is equal to I'm calling the variable s. After that I'm invoking the function method split. So after that I'm going to print lst. So Python interpreter will print hello how are you. So hello how are you is enclosed with the square bracket. So and it's this function split function will split the entire sentences. So here hello is the one word, how is the second word, r is the third one, and u is the fourth one. So hello is quoted with this, hello is enclosed with the single quote, how is enclosed with the single quote, and hello and how is separated by commas. This is the use case of the split function. Note that when no argument is provided, the split function takes a delimiter as a white space. If we need a specific delimiter of a splitting the lines, for example, so dt is equal to 06/10/2021. So all these things I enclosed with the double quote. So after that I am calling the split function. So I am invoking the split function. Here I am passing the slash. So after that I am going to print the list. So here I am going to print the list. So Python interpreter will print 06, 10 and 20, 20, 2021. So this is the use case of the split function. There is a method join which behaves opposite to split function. It takes a list of string as an argument and joins all the strings into a single string based on the delimiter provided. For example, so list is equal to hello, how are you. I enclosed with the square bracket, and each word I separated by commas, and each word I enclosed with the quotes. So after that I am calling the join function. Here I am passing the parameter list. So this instruction will give the hello how are you. So here it converts the list into string format. So here we have taken a delimiter d as a white space. So this is the d is the white space. Apart from the space, anything can be taken as a delimiter. When we don't need any delimiter, use empty string as a delimiter. So here I am using empty string. Let try these things in Python interpreter. So let consider s is equal to allow. So I want to convert this allow into a list format. So if you want to convert a string into list format, so we have to use the list method. So here I'm invoking the list method. So first we have to create the variable lst. Lst is my variable. After that I'm calling list function. So here I'm passing the parameter. So parameter is, let's say, s. So after that I'm going to print list. So Python interpreter will print the allow into list format. So here allow is enclosed with the square bracket and each word is separated by commas and each letter is enclosed with the quotes. So let's consider one more example. So s is equal to, let's say s is equal to allow how are you. So this is my string. So I want to convert each word into list format. So if you want to convert this, so we have to use the split function. So first we have to create the variable, let's say lst is equal to, so here my variable name is allow how are you I stored in s. First I have to call the variable s. After that I'm going to invoke the function. So here function is split function. So within the parenthesis we have to pass the, so no need to pass any parameter here. So after that I'm going to print the list. So it will print allow how are you into allow how are you. So this sentence is enclosed with the square bracket and each word is separated by commas and each word is enclosed with the quotes. So using split function we can convert the sentences into list format, and using list function we can convert each word into list format. So let's consider one more example. So let's say dt is equal to, so 06 slash 10 slash 2021. So this is my string I stored into dt. dt is my variable. So after that I'm going to create a variable lst is equal to, so here I'm calling dt. After that I'm going to invoke the function split function. So after that I am passing the parameter. The parameter is slash. So after that I am going to print the list. So this instruction will print 06, 10 and 2021. So here we convert the string into list format. So let's consider one more example. So here list is equal to hello how are you. So this is my string, this is my list. Hello, how are you, I stored into list. So now I want to convert this, I want to convert list into string format. So if you want to convert list into string, so we have to use the join function. So after that, so we need to create one empty space. So after that, so we need to call the empty space d. After that we have to invoke the function join. So here we have to pass the parameter. Here parameter is variable name, so variable name is list. So if you enter this, the Python interpreter will print the print the hello, how are you. So here this join function is convert the list into string format. In many situations, we would like to read a file and extract only the lines containing required pattern. This is known as a parsing. As an illustration, let us assume that there is a log file containing a detail of email communication between the employees of an organization. For all receiver mail, the file contains lines are from Stefan at UCT, and this is the date, and again second line is from, and this is the mail ID and date and times. So this is the mail content. So apart from such lines, the log file also contains a mail content, to whom the mail has been sent, etc. Now, if we are interested in extracting only the days of incoming mails, when we can go for parsing, that is, we are interested in knowing on which the day the mail have been received, the code would be. So this is the code. So here first we have to create one file variable fn. So let's say fn is equal to, after that we are using open method, open, and this is the file name. The file is text file. So default mode is read mode. So after that I declare one loop, for loop, and this is the loop line is the loop variable. After that I am using in operator, and this is my file variable name fn. So after that, line is equal to line dot. So here I invoke one built-in function r strip. So after that I declare one condition, if not line dot strip width. So this is the word. So we are searching for this word from. So it's continue. If the condition is satisfied, so it will continue. So the word is equal to line dot split. So this is another built-in function, split function. So it's after that we are declaring the print of world 2. So obviously all the received mail start from the word from. So this is the starting word from. Hence, we search for only a such lines and then split them into a word. Obviously, observe that the first word in the line would be from, the second word would be email ID, and third word would be day of the week. Hence, we will extract the word to, which is third word RD. So here we are using two built-in function. The first one is rstrip and second is strip. So using this two built-in function, we can easily extract the lines. Whenever we assign a two variable with the same value, the question arises whether both the variables are referred to a same object or to different objects. This is important aspect to know because in Python everything is a class object. There is nothing like eliminatory data type. Let's consider one situation. So here a is my variable is equal to I, and again another variable is b is equal to I. Now the question is whether both a and b are referred to a same string. There are two possibility states. This is the first possibility, and this is the second possibility. So in the first situation, A and B are two different objects but containing the same value. So here A and B are the two separate objects and containing the value. The value is I and I. The modification is one object is nothing to do with the another. So whereas in the second case, the both A and B are referred to the same object, that is in aliasing name for B and vice versa. In other words, these two are referred to the same memory location. To check whether two variables are referred to the same objects or not, so we can use is operator. So for example, you take A is equal to I and B is equal to I. So I is the string I stored in variable A, and again I is stored in variable B. So after that I am declaring one operator is operator. So A is B. So Python interpreter will give the true. So again A is double equal to B. So here we are comparing the equivalent. The result is true. So in both the cases Python interpreter will give the true values. So when when two variables are referring to the same object, they are called as a identical objects. When two variables are referring to different object but containing the same value, they are known as equivalent object. For example, so let's consider S1 is equal to input enter a string. So assume you have entered hello, and S2 is equal to input enter a string. So assume you have entered hello. So here input is the keyword, is asking the user input, is taking the user input. So after that we declare S1 is S2. So here enter word is hello and hello. So both are same. So here we are checking S1 is S2. So here we are Python interpreter will give the false. So check the S1 and S2 are identical. So if you compare S1 is double equal to S2, the Python interpreter will give the true. So because here S1 and S2 are equivalent but not identical. So in this case the Python interpreter will give the true. So A is B, so it will give the true, and again A double equal to B, it will Python interpreter will give the true. So in this situation, the A is S1 is S2, Python interpreter will give the false, and S1 is double equal to S2, the interpreter will give the true. If two objects are identical, they are also equivalent, but if they are equivalent, they are not necessarily identical. String literals are interned by default. That is, when two strings or literals are created in the program with a same value, they are going to refer same object, but string variable read from the keyboard will not have their behavior because their values are depends on the user choice. Lists are not interned, hence we can see the following results. So for example, you take ls1 is equal to 1 2 3 and ls2 is equal to 1 2 3. So here, so ls1 is ls2, the output is false. Output is false. So ls1 is double equal to ls2, the Python interpreter output is true. Here, the least elements are 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Least elements are same, but we stored in ls1 and ls2. ls1 and ls2 are the least variable name. So here ls1 is ls2. The Python interpreter gives the false result. So both list contents are same, but interpreter will give the false result because it's identical. So in second case, so we are using double equals equal operator. So in this case, the Python interpreter will compare these two elements and gives the true results. When an object is assigned to a other using a assignment operator, the both of them will refer to a same object in the memory. The associated of the variable with an object is called a reference. So for example, you take ls1 is equal to 1 2 3. So after that we are declaring one more variable, ls2 is equal to ls1. So ls1 element is stored into ls2. So after that ls1 is ls2. The Python interpreter will give the true value. So ls1 elements are 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 we assign to ls2. ls2 elements are 1 2 3. So now ls2 is said to be a reference of ls1. In other word, there are two references to the same object in the memory. An object with more than one reference has more than one name. Hence, we can say object is aliased. If the aliased object is mutable, change made in one alias with the reflected to other. So for example, so this is ls1, the element is 1 2 3. After that we are using ls2 is equal to ls1, elements are 1 2 3. So here we are going to modify ls2 1. So 1 is the index position, ls2 of 1 is the index position. So we are going to modify it, first indexing value with the 34. So here first indexing value is 2. So 2 we are going to modify it with the 34. So if you print ls1, the Python interpreter will print the 1, 34 and 3. So before the first indexing value is 2 we are modified with the 34. The Python interpreter will print the 1, 34 and 3. So strings are safe in this regards as they are immutable. Let's try this in Python interpreter. So let's consider ls1 is equal to ls1 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, and here I am declaring one more variable ls2. I assigned to ls1 element, so ls1. So after that I am checking one condition. I am checking ls1 is ls2. The Python interpreter will give the true value because now ls2 is said to be a reference of ls1. In other words, there are two references to the same object in the memory. So the object with the more than one reference has a more than one name, hence we can say that is aliased. If aliased object is mutable, so we can change made in one alias will be reflected to other. So for example, we take, I am going to modify ls2. ls2 is my list, ls2 is the variable name, list variable name. I am going to modify the first indexing value to 34. So if you print ls1, the Python interpreter will print the 1, 34 and 3. So before the ls1 first indexing value is 2. So by using this instruction we modified 2 into 34. So if you print ls2 Python interpreter will print the 1, 34 and 3. So 2 is modified with 34. When a list is passed a function as an argument, then function receives a reference to this list. Hence, if the list is modified with a function, the caller will get the modified version. For example, you take, so def here, and def is the function. I am declaring the function and I name it as del underscore front of t. So here del I'm going to delete the t of 0th indexing value. So del is the operator. So after that I am declaring one list. So list variable I name it as lst is equal to, and the elements are a b c. So after that I am calling the file function is del underscore front. So here I am passing the list, I am passing the lst is the list variable name. So if you print the list, the Python interpreter will print only the b and C. So my list elements are A, B, C. So here I'm declaring, I'm using the delete operator, and index value is 0. Index value is 0. Here 0th indexing element is A. A is deleted. So here the argument list and the parameter T both are aliased to same object. Aliased to same object. So here I am declaring del underscore front. So here I am passing LST. So del underscore front and LST and T are aliased. Aliased. That's what the Python interpreter will delete the 0th indexing value. So 0th indexing element is B. So B is deleted. So here in place of 0, if you pass 1, the Python interpreter will delete the B. If you pass 2, Python interpreter will delete the C. One should understand the operation that will modify the list and the operations that create a new list. For example, the append function modifies the list, whereas the plus operator create a new list. For example, take t1 is equal to 1 comma 2. So and this is the list elements are 1 2 I stored into t1. So t1 is the variable list variable name. So after that I declare one more variable t2 is equal to, I'm calling t1. T1 is the my list variable name. After that I'm invoking the built-in function append. So I'm going to append 3. I'm passing the 3. So if you print t1, the Python interpreter will print the 1 2 3. So 3 is appended at the end of the list. So if you print t2, so Python is not going to print anything. So Python interpreter will print only the t1, and t1 is modified with the 3. The new list elements are 1 2 and 3. So for example, you take t3 is equal to t1 plus 5. So within a square bracket we are adding 5. So if you print t3, the Python interpreter will print 1 2 3 and 5. So the initial values are 1 2. So this is my original list. So after that we are appended the 3. So 1 2 3. 3 is appended here. So here we are adding plus 5. Plus 5 is appeared at the end of the list. So 1 2 3 and 5. So if you check t2 is t3, the output is false. So because t2 elements are t2 is not t2 elements are none. So and t3 elements are 1 2 3 and 5. So here after applying append on t1 object, the t1 itself has been modified and t2 is not going to get anything. But when plus operator is applied, t1 remains the same, but t3 will get the updated result. The programmer should understand such difference when he or she create a function intending to modify a list. For example, the following function has no effect on the original list. So for example, def is the function declaration def. I'm using def is the keyword for function. After that I'm declaring test of t. So here t is equal to t of 1 colon. So here I am initializing the starting value as 1. I am not initialize the any end value. So after that I am creating one list. So ls is equal to list elements are 1 2 3. So here I am calling the function I name it as test. Here I am passing the list variable name. So list I name it as ls. So if you print ls, the Python interpreter will print the 1 2 3 1 2 3. So it will print as it is. So this is my original list. Elements are 1 2 3. so it will print as it is. So 1 2 3, so there is no effect, there is no effect. So one can write a written statement after a slicing as below. For example, so you take def test of t. So after that I am declaring return t of 1 colon. So this is the initial value, start value. I am not specified any end value. So after that I created one list ls. I name it as ls is equal to 1 2 3. So after that I'm creating one more variable ls1 is equal to test of ls. So if you print ls1, if you print the ls1, the Python interpreter will print 2 comma 3. So because here I am here I am written the function, I'm written the function, and here indexing position, starting position is 1. So this is my list. So 1 indexing value is 0, 2 indexing value is 1, and 3 indexing value is 2. So here I am returning the value and starting indexing value is 1. So that's what the Python interpreter will print only the 2 and 3. So 2 indexing value is 1 and 3 indexing value is 2. So if you print ls, the Python interpreter will print as it is. The printed values are 1, 2 and 3. In the above example also the original list is not modified because return statement always create a new object and is assigned to the LHS variable and the position of function calls. So here, so new variable is ls1. So it will print only 2 and 3. The original list is ls. So ls elements are 1, 2, 3. These are some references. Thank you.